me again, how did you first meet Chuy?
I feel like I knew Chuy before I met Chuy. Chuy was a part of our household long before I actually formally got introduced to him. In the neighborhood in Little Village, which is where I grew up and where he's from, everybody knows Chuy. And so I must have been a child when I first heard about him, and I was introduced to him when I was a freshman in high school.
Nice. Okay. What was your first impression of Chuy?
My first impression of Chuy was how humble he was, how approachable he was, a community resident, a concerned citizen, a leader, a grassroots organizer. So it was really, he was relatable. That's what I remember the most from when I first met him.
What do you think drives Chuy?
I think community drives Chuy. Chuy is not a politician. He is not someone who enacts only his position, whichever one that is at the time. He's someone that is a community member and puts community first.
Tell me again about his accomplishments.
Chuy has accomplished so much, from creating cohesion after the tragedy of the murder of Rudy Lozano, running for alderman in Little Village, to becoming our first Mexican-American state senator in Illinois, founding Little Village Community Development Corporation, now in Las Chicago, and of course running for mayor of the city of Chicago. Perhaps one of his greatest accomplishments, though, has been to inspire so many generations of leaders, and being able to represent other people's interests and not just his own.
Nice. What single act of Chuy's are you most proud of?
I am most proud of Chuy's tenure at Enlace Chicago. I was able to work with him personally. I was able to spend time with him, learn from him, see how he interacted with others. From sitting next to him at a meeting to preparing a couple of notes for him, I was able to learn a lot from his style and his approach. And I'm very humbled by that experience. And I also take a lot of responsibility in having that privilege.
What have you learned from Chuy?
What I've learned from Chuy is that there's no one style to lead. You have to find your own. And you have to listen, be a great listener, because your leadership is going to be dependent on others. And that's what he does. He listens to people, and he leads with what he's learned from them.
What legacy is Chuy building?
Chuy's legacy is built on integrity. And sometimes that means that he might not win, that he might not be the most popular. But people that know him and the communities that he works with know who he really is and what he represents. And he represents us. And so he has values and principles that we have. And he's able to do that as a leader. He's able to put those things first.
Nice.
I would like to take the time to thank Chuy for his leadership, for his mentorship, for being a good neighbor, a good community member, and someone that takes the time to lead by example. I've learned so much from him, and I continue to learn every day from him.
Nice. Right, do you want